Hello everyone, so today we're going to be making these lovely night lights. You can use them indoors or outdoors, and at the end of the film I'll show you what they look like in the dark. So let's get on and make them together. Okay, so the first transformation I'm going to show you is the easiest one. And for that you need a jar, and it can be any size. It can be a glass actually, or a bottle. And then you'll need some scraps of lace. And these might be ones that you already have at home, or a friend might be able to give you some. And often you can get some in the charity shop. And then you'll need some string. Now I have here some sparkly string, but you can also use very effectively just ordinary parcel string like this one. So the first thing you do is you take your jar and whichever piece of lace you'd like and wrap it round the jar, find the right length and cut it off. Now I would do a little overlap. It just makes it easier to hold the lace on there. Now you don't have to glue it on, you can do if you like, but actually it's fine to just keep it like this. Now you could take some more lace and do another row round, but I'm just going to keep this one simple. So the next thing you do is you take your string, hold it in place, keep a loose end because you're going to use that for tying, and then wrap it round and round and just keep it close together like this. Just keep going round. You can push it up if you need to, push it closer together, and if you get it wrong just undo it. And then you bring it round to the front here and you tie it in a knot. Like this, really tight, and tie it again, and then you can make a bow, or you can cut it off there, and there you have it. That's the simplest version of what we're going to do today. In fact, what I might do is make that bow a little bit smaller and get my scissors and cut off the ends like that. So there you have it. And then you get your tea light, and I would suggest that you use these battery ones because they are safer. Switch it on and pop it inside, and there you have a lovely tea light. So now we're going to make the jar that takes a little bit more time, but it's just as much fun. And what you'll need for this is obviously your jam jar, some slightly watered down PVA glue, and lots of different bits of tissue. Now you can get tissue paper that you put together like this, and then just use your scissors to cut up pieces. They don't have to be any particular shape, and you just cut them up and put them in a little pile on the table like this. So the first thing you need to do is you take your jar and get your paintbrush and put the PVA glue all the way around your jar like this. Okay, all the way around. Now although it's white, it does actually dry clear, so don't worry at all about it. Just keep putting on as much as you like this. Okay, so what you do now is you pick up a piece of the tissue and just put it randomly on your jar like this. And then, because you've got a little bit of glue on your finger already now, you can just tap a piece of tissue like this and pick it up with your finger. There we are. And keep going round, just adding tissue as you go along like this. You can overlap the pieces so you don't have to worry, and just keep going round and round, adding layer upon layer. You can do one colour first and then add a different colour like this, or you can just keep putting colours on at will. Okay, got a little bit of tissue stuck to my finger there. So keep going round and round until the whole jar is covered in tissue. Now if you want to add layers and there isn't quite enough glue on there, just get your PVA again and you can go over the layers like this. Turn it round like this and add some more on top. Oops. There we are. So just keep going round with your fingers until the jar is completely covered. Okay, so now you've got the jar completely covered in paper, and what I suggest you do is you take your paintbrush again and a bit more glue and you cover the whole jar in glue, and it will become like a varnish, so it'll seal off all the paper. And it doesn't take very long to dry, maybe an hour to dry. And then what you do, exactly the same as with the other jar, you take the tea light, switch it on and pop it in the jar. And now I'm going to show you what they both look like with the curtains closed. And there we are, 2 lovely night lights made with 2 plain jars, some lace, some string, tissue paper and a little bit of glue. I hope you've enjoyed this session as much as I have.